episode of Bootstrap REI, and we're undercover here. I come down to the courthouse every so often, and I pull my probate list. And let's go reverse here to show you what that looks like. So I come down here, I look at the person's name, and then I look at who the petitioner is, and then I go and I look for the property address, and just scroll down here until I find a property address. I also look for the person's address. So this guy's name is Thomas Rogers. See if I can hold this backwards here. So I find his property address. So this is the petitioner. So I just found his property address, so I can now mail to him. I have the decedent's name as well, in case I can't find the decedent's property, if it's not listed here. I can now do a reverse search with the decedent's name and look up all known properties that they've owned. And I can still contact the petitioner because I have that information. So I can mail to him. What was that?
And you look under that under different websites, the names?
I'm going to show you.
Like
Property Radar will do it. Yeah, there's a different. I'm going to give you all that information as far as which websites are the best for that. But good question. And then I'm looking for the property address. Okay, so let me back up here real quick. In California, we're the only state that you have what's called a court-appointed referee, and it's just a glorified name for a court appraiser. And so, but in California only, you have to have this appraiser done. So every property has to have an appraiser that goes out there and they give you this information. So it's included in these files. And you can see right there, this is their information for this inventory and appraisal from the Declaration of Probate Referee. And so you're going to see, when you see this, when you see like the commission, the mileage, and then all that stuff, you know that the very next line down is going to be the legal description, the property address, and what they value the property at. And it's really interesting because it's not today's value, it's the value of when that person died. So sometimes I'll find a property where this person died in 2011, and I'm like, whoa, it's only worth like $85,000? Well, yeah, in 2011, guess what? A lot of property was worth $85,000. So that homeowner or that family, they're like, oh man, I thought mom's property was worth a lot more, because they're seeing the appraisal is only based upon the time of death. And so some people don't know that when they're getting their stuff back from the courts. So use that to your advantage.
So just kind of rewind on that. So when you go to the courthouse to pull up these probates, you're looking for that, and then when you're reaching out to the folks that, trustee that has that property, you're offering them, that could be an offer of $85,000 in this.
It depends. I want to look at the property and see the condition of the house is.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm reaching out to them, letting them know that I can help them. And we're gonna go over that letter in just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, good question. Goodness. Address, and we're gonna come up to that right here. So boom, legal description, everything. And I just take pictures here. Take these pictures of these properties. Okay, I used to take pictures. Don't take pictures. They frown upon it, and you can get. They can ban you from the courthouse. That's what I've been told, because it's public access to have it, but you have to pay for the printing of it. So each print's like $1 a page, and that's how the counties make money and stuff like that. So when you go and you take a picture of it, it's considered copyright infringement because the county owns it, even though it's public information. You can request it, but yeah, it's crazy. So that's why I created this cheat sheet, because you can write down all the information all day long. You just can't be because they're afraid you're going to take like sensitive information that's not available to the public, all kinds of garbage. Yeah, go ahead.
So it is public information, so meaning that every county and every state must give you access to this information?
That's why they have public kiosks, but they don't have to teach you how to access it.
So there's always a way in every county and every state?
Yes.
There's going to be a way because it's public access?
That's correct. Yep. Every county has a computer. And this is where I get my probate leads. And so, yeah, it's pretty simple. Today I don't come down here every month. I used to have a guy come down here and I used to pay him to do that, but he is kind of reliable. My business model has changed. I do go once a month now. And I pull the probate leads once a month. And I write in my upper left-hand corner what county I'm in and the date, so that when and I also put it in my phone as well, but I know not to go back a certain time, because I come home with duplicates. I'm like, oh crap, I already did that. So that way I know where I left off last.
How do you know
What?
How do you narrow which ones actually have a property that is to probate? Not all of them are gonna have a property,
I'm
correct?
gonna show you that.
Okay.
Good question.
Lately. So I haven't been down here since January. So since January, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but there's 2 in January. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 new probate leads from March 22nd to February 23rd. So anyway, I'm gonna go home and pop these into my computer, pop out some mailers, and be on my way. So it's super easy. Go down to your county and just pull the probate list. It's worth its weight in gold.
If you look over my shoulder right there, that's the window where the lady sits. I went at lunchtime. So I could record.
I had to be quiet. I had to wait till they're at lunch so I could record this for you. So anyway, this is Ryan Nickel with Bootstrap REI, and this is another day in the life of a real estate investor. Cheers.
All right. So. All right. I thought for sure. Okay. Just talking to myself. All right, so that's that. So I've done some deciphering for you guys already. These are the codes that you go and you search for. In Sutter County, Yuba County, Butte County, Pierre will get with you in Reno. What county is that?
Washoe.
Washoe County, okay. Placer County. Did you already have that code for Placer County?
I figured it out when I got there.
Yeah.
It was obvious. They list every type of
They do.
case.
Yep.
And then you could tell what, it tells you, what they are when you open it.
So, but this specifically is for
Probate.
probate that has real estate. So Sacramento, I couldn't figure it out. I have to actually go down there. Here's the crazy thing though, guys. Sutter and Yuba, I asked and they told me, the clerks. Butte County, the computer is just in a hallway. No one told me. I had to go and figure this one out. It was like, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it took me like about an hour and a half to finally figure it out. Placer County, I jumped online because most of these courthouses you can search records online. So I did Placer from my computer, figured it out. I'm like, easy done. It took me about maybe 25 minutes to figure it out. So I'm pretty confident that I can figure out just about anyone, except Sacramento. Sacramento is like MS-DOS, like black screen, green,
Really?
blinking cursor. Is it changed? Is it still that?
I don't remember. That's the first place I went to, and that was a couple months ago.
It was
I think. So,
like, it's been about almost 2 years since I
12
went.
years back, huh?
Since I went 2 years ago since I went, it was like a nightmare. So, but here's the cool thing. So to answer your question, when you search this, it's going to come up with 3 different categories. It's going to be, actually mainly 2. It's going to be petition to determine succession of real property. So that's an obvious one. And then one's just going to be decedent's estate. And then in the decedent's estate, you don't know if there's real estate or not. And the difference between the 2 is price. So let me throw that up here.
You said petition first?
So let me throw this up here. I wasn't planning on diving really deep into probate, but I'll do this. So if it's $150,000, so if it's less than $150,000, it's going to be a petition. To determine succession of real property. So California has these crazy laws with these limits. The second one is if it is greater than $150,000, it is going to be a full-blown probate case. And they just label that as decedent's estate. Occasionally, you'll find something that is less than $50,000. And all this is just a petition for real property. And it'll let you know that it's usually land value, like if someone has like a quarter acre up in the boonies, might have like a tree or two on it for like 10 grand. My dad willed me this property and I want it. And that's what you're seeing right here is a small little petition. So.
So all the probates that you're finding don't necessarily have properties attached to them.
No, not at all. So when I go through the decedent's estate, I want you to think about this. If there's no property associated, why are they going to spend? It's about between $3,500 to $5,500 to do a probate case, plus about 6 to 9 months of court fees and all that stuff. So it's expensive to do probate. If there's no property involved, why would they be doing a probate? Now I have seen it where there's like $960,000 in a checking account and no property, and I'm like, who has this kind of cash and has like no land? But I've seen it. You know, either they sold it all off before they died or whatever. But so occasionally, it's rare, like maybe 1 in 25 or whatever, that you'll have a decedent estate and you're just scrolling through it and you're like, I don't see any property anywhere. And I don't think in my video it shows you. It might. There's a real quick way to look. When you're scrolling, the property on the petition, like the second or third page of the petition, it'll have, personal assets, real property, and all these different things listed out, and then it'll have like the total value of the estate. If there's a 0 at real property, you're like, there's no property here. So you're on the second page, you're out, you're done. So you don't have to spend your time digging through the will, reading all that stuff, because it gets really encumbered, it's quite cumbersome to do that, quite cumbersome to jump into all that stuff. But probate, honestly, guys, you go in with these codes, you pull it up, you'll see the estate right there, you click on it, and it's super simple. I mean, if you want, for lunch, there's a courthouse right down the street, like a block and a half. We can take a field trip over there, and I'll show you real fast. You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. I'll just ask that someone videotape it. Just kidding.
Somebody else?
That's right, yeah. We'll go at lunchtime, so we're not there.
You know I'm always down, right?